Cardinal fans, Education First is proud to be the presenting partner for Lamar Athletics Day of Giving. At Education First, we want to see our Cardinals successful on the field and in life. We have been an official partner of Lamar Athletics for over 10 years and look forward to continuing that relationship. We are also proud to support the students of Lamar University through our 2 endowed scholarships, the Mary Catherine Bell Memorial Scholarship and the Tom and Ann Jones Scholarship. Please consider joining us in supporting the Cardinal Club. Fly with LU.
Hello everyone, my name is Deanna Tyler and I am the Director of Athletic Development here at Lamar University. Tonight I am joined by my co-host who I am going to let introduce himself.
Hey Cardinal fans, my name is Matt Thorne. I'm the Coordinator of Athletic Development here at Lamar University. I'm really excited about all the guests that we have tonight, some special content coming your way. And it's been a great day so far with Giving Day, and I am looking forward to kick off this year-long campaign, Fly with LU. Dee, why don't you tell us a little bit about our first guest?
Today's special day of giving is presented by Education First, and I'm really excited because we get to interview some of my favorite head coaches, student athletes, and of course, our leader, Marco Bourne. At the end of tonight, you get to see a premiere video starring some of our favorite football coaches, so make sure you stay tuned until the end. And remember, at any time during this cast, you can still give at wearelu.org, or you can text the words WeAreLU, no spaces in between, to 22828 to continue to give a donation. Right now, our first guest is Mr. Marco Bourne. How are you doing today, Marco?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you for coming tonight.
Thank you.
So I have just the question I feel like everybody has been wondering, who is Marco Bourne outside of being an athletic director?
Well, that's an interesting question to start with. But, well, I'm a husband first to my wife, Emily, and a dad to 8-year-old Scarlett, who is wild and crazy. And I think most of you guys have met her and seen her. But, outside of work, I'd like to play sports, play golf, and spend a lot of time with the family outside of work, too. So that's Marco. And, definitely athletics surrounds a lot of things we do anyways. But we do a lot of things, come to all the sporting events. But first and foremost, I'm a husband and I'm a dad.
I really don't think Scarlett would appreciate you calling her crazy in front of a live audience.
She calls herself crazy.
She might look at this and be like, oh, Dad. Yes, but Marco, you've been an AD for going on 3 years now. Has the experience been everything that you thought it would be? And more.
No, it's been a fun 3 years. We've I think accomplished a lot already. We still have a lot of work to do, but it feels a little longer than 3 years, to be honest with you. But I think that's normal. Not a single day is the same. They're all different, and I'd like to plan out my days, but that never happens. So every day is different, and it's certainly something I enjoy very much, and love being around the student athletes and our staff and our coaches, and so yeah, it's been interesting, but it's everything I've always thought of. Yes.
That's good. So with you, like you said, you mentioned you are in sports. Sports has been continuous in your life. You are a former national champion. So being a former student athlete, how does that experience help you navigate through the things that we are going through today and making those decisions?
Yeah, sure. Well, I think the first thing is it makes me, it allows me to relate to the student athletes. I've been through, I was a student athlete for 4 years, so was my wife. So kind of the experience that we had as a student athlete back about 10, 12 years ago now, is really kind of what I want to make sure our student athletes have as well. So we got really fond memories of our time at Middle Tennessee State, and that's something that I want to make sure our student athletes have every day. I also do think that student athletes make great employees. I think they're very passionate about sports. Obviously, they have time management skills. If you think about them getting up early in the morning, working out, going to class, go and practice again, go and work out, go to the training room. And then really, take tests and on the road and at night. So I do think student athletes make a really good employee when they get to that stage in their life, and I think that's allowed me to also be pretty good at what I do and at my job, and but yeah, I think relating to our student athletes is the biggest thing, and having that experience and going through it a little while ago.
You just said the word experience, and a lot of what you do is based on creating a great experience for our student athletes. With COVID-19, they have been going through a different time than other players prior to them.
Yeah.
So can you tell us a little bit about financial changes that have affected the student
Sure.
athlete experience?
Yeah, I think that what we're trying really hard is that the student athlete experience doesn't get affected as much, right? But certainly one of the reasons we have today's day and the campaign we're kicking off with Fly With LU is that COVID, just like anything else and everybody else's life, it's been affected. Lamar Athletic has been affected financially, and with the cancellation of the basketball tournament in March and the funding we get from the NCAA, not playing football this fall, not being able to go and play Rice in Houston, which I guess would be in a couple of weeks now. I think all that has affected us financially, and we've had to make some adjustments. Our coaches have been terrific through all that, and with everything that we've done. Our goal has always been not to affect the student athlete experience, and we've been able to do that. We had to make some tough choices on some hiring freezes, on some decisions when it comes to budgets. But at the end of the day, we've tried really hard not to affect the experience of our student athletes. I'm really proud of, and the coaches have been terrific. They've bought in. They really understand. Those are not easy conversations to have. You in most of those meetings with us and with me, and just been having to bring bad news a lot of times is not a lot of fun. But I keep telling myself and you guys as a staff that we're not the only school that's dealing with that. But I've been really proud of not having to affect the student athlete experience. They're all going to get to compete this year, maybe not at the time or the season that they may be in, but that's sort of been our challenges so far.
You talked about the change and the cancellation of the season and hopefully in the spring. So logistically speaking, can you tell us a little bit about how you think it's going to work having 17 sports in the spring? That is a lot to happen at once.
Oh yeah, we're all gonna. We need to catch up on sleep now, so it's probably the biggest plan. And I think having 17 sports going on at the same time is going to be interesting. We have sort of an internal committee with Dallas on our staff that's going to put together a schedule to sort of know what's going on. We'll have 3 or 4 sporting events probably happening at the same time at certain weekends, and I just think it's going to be a lot of fun. I think with anything, we've always tried to look at it as an opportunity to make it fun and interesting to our fans. I think what we've rolled out with our all sports passes and the season tickets we put together, I think looking at it as an opportunity rather than a problem. And it's going to be, again, different. It's something we've never experienced before, and hopefully we'll never have to experience again, and we'll go back to the normal seasons, to the regular seasons once this year's over with. But it's just going to be a lot of challenging, a lot of scheduling, picking and choosing sometimes a little bit. It's going to have to be a team effort, and everybody's going to have to really pitch in. But really proud of our staff, and I look forward to everybody helping out with it. Our coaches have volunteered to help, so I can't wait to see it whenever that time comes.
It's going to be a brand new meaning to We Are LU.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody helping out. With all of the changes and the finances and how we had to cut back with our budget, can you tell us a little bit about why today, Giving Day, is just so important for us?
Yeah, well, I think it's, we probably, you guys have heard me say this before, is we need our fans now more than ever. And kind of what we've outlined earlier with the challenges financially that we have and the cuts we had to make. And, we don't want to make cuts all the time. We also need to generate some revenue. So, season ticket sales and like today, the donations and contributions to our athletic program, we need our fans and our supporters more than ever now. And if anything, and those are conversations I have individually with donors at lunch and meetings that I have, is we really need them to consider to make their largest donation to Lamar Athletics probably in this year. I know that's difficult for some because we are very mindful of other, everybody's kind of dealing with COVID themselves. But I think if they're passionate about Lamar Athletics and passionate about our student athletes and their experience, we really need them to consider making their most impactful donation that they can this year, and I know they can do that in different ways, and I know you and Matt will talk about that later on. It doesn't have to be a check all at once. It can be every month. It can be every week. It can be on your credit card, whatever. So, but I think it's really, really important for our fans to step up. I've been really proud of them too. Everybody's very understanding, and they just love what they see from us and our student athletes, and I look forward to what this campaign will bring at the end of the year.
You mentioned that you're very proud of us and the student athletes
Yeah.
and the staff, and I do want to express how proud we are of you and how
Thank
you've
you.
been handling this, communicating with us consistently and being as upfront and honest as you can with everything that's going on.
Sure, absolutely.
So tonight, with this being the last question for you, what is the last thing you want to leave our viewers with today from you?
Well, I want to thank them first for already having given or considering a gift today or in the next couple of days. So our current supporters and our future supporters, I want to thank them for what they've done and continue to do for us. Again, I want them to consider a gift and gift our student athletes, gift our athletic program, support them. If they can give financially, help out and volunteer. I think we have plenty of opportunities to help out. You mentioned 17 sports in the spring. If someone is bored and if they want to help our events, that's perfectly fine too. But just help us out and support our student athletes in every way they can. And I thank them for that.
Thank you for being with us tonight, Marco.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Please stay tuned with us after this commercial break.
Makes Education First Federal Credit Union better than your bank? Education First is owned by its members, not shareholders. Profits go back into your pocket instead of Wall Street. We offer free checking, lower no fees, lower interest on loans, and higher yields on savings. Plus, with so many locations in Southeast Texas, there's a branch near you. Who can join Education First? You can. Education First Federal Credit Union. Smart banking for everyone.
Ignore the doubters. Work hard. Dig deeper. Stay healthy. At Christus and Beaumont Bone and Joint Sports Medicine, we have a program that's as driven as you are. Our exceptionally qualified, licensed athletic trainers and board-certified orthopedic surgeons offer comprehensive care and treatment to keep you in your best shape. Christus and Beaumont Bone and Joint Institute, the premier sports medicine program for Southeast Texas athletes. Same and next day appointments available, no matter the injury. 800-218-9355.
What does it take to transform lives around the world? It takes a community. Our community. All of us, together, play an important role in meeting the demands of a beautifully diverse and growing world. That world, awaited by so many, begins here, with us, and the essential products that our men and women make every day.
Welcome back to Lamar University's Special Day of Giving presented by Education First. We are very happy to have you, and we're going to do a quick update just to see how much money we've raised so far. Looking at the screen, we've raised over $14,000. Thank you so much to all of our donors who've donated so far. Please continue to donate throughout the night. We need it, we need you, and we can't do this without you. All you have to do is go to wearelu.org and make your donation on that page. Now I have with me our Director of Track and Field and Cross Country, Coach Trey Clark. How are you doing today, Coach?
Well, I'm doing really good. So.
We are very happy to have you here with us. Coach, you are a former student here, and now you have turned into a coach. Tell us a little bit about the changes you've been able to witness at Lamar University.
I guess probably the easiest thing to say is what hasn't changed in the 30 years that I've been on campus. You know, we don't have a swimming pool anymore, and so lots of changes. You can look at the buildings on campus. People that come back to campus now don't even recognize what campus looks like. It's totally different. It's transformed. In addition to that, the athletic department, the support that we provide student athletes now is unprecedented compared to what we experienced, 20 and 30 years ago.
That is great. That means we're moving in the right direction. As you talked about the student athletes and what we're able to provide for them, can you tell us a little bit about what is needed for Lamar Athletics and your program specifically to stay competitive in the recruiting field and continue to get the best athletes out here?
Well, I think what would be awesome is if we had an indoor competition track. There's only 3 in the state of Texas.
Oh,
Houston,
wow.
Houston has one, A&M has one, and Texas Tech has one. Matter of fact, if we got one, I'd even let Coach Morgan have his football team come practice on it.
I love how you use the word let.
But in all seriousness, I do believe that is something that would benefit almost every program here on campus. I think it would be awesome. No one in the Southland Conference has one. So it would actually give us a step up on the league and even some of our counterparts in other leagues.
So you talked about having that indoor facility. That sounds like more of a long-term type of goal. What are some immediate goals that your team may need now from our supporters, our fans, and our donors?
Well, I think the first thing we need is just well wishes, right? To be able to have a season. So I think for us, this opportunity to give back to the program is an important day for us because in the recruiting process, we need resources. We need to have the opportunity to go out and see people, although per NCAA rules right now, we can't leave campus. Mm-hmm. But in the recruiting process these days, it requires resources. And so for us, that's an important part of continuing the lifeblood of our program.
Some of those resources contribute to your success and the success of your team. Can you talk about a little bit of what you think contributes to the success that you've already accomplished in your years here?
I think the success that we've achieved during my years, it's all about people. It's the people that have come before me, whether it be former athletes or coaches like Coach Jolly or Coach Collins, who came before me. And then I've had the opportunity to work with just an unbelievable group of student athletes over the 20 years or so that I've been the head coach. I've had phenomenal assistant coaches. And then you have the support of an administration, both athletic and campus administration. It makes for a winning success. So I just happen to be in the right seat at the right time, and it's all about people.
I love that you give kudos to those who came before you. That is something to cherish, and I'm sure everybody who's watching appreciates that as well. You are basically the CEO of 6 teams
Right.
with a lot. That is a lot on your plate, and then you add COVID on top of it. Can you tell us a little bit about how you're able to manage so much?
Well, I think, first of all, we're fortunate in that it is 6 different seasons, 6 different sports. But in reality, we're still managing the same group of people. So that doesn't change. Just what changes is the fact that it's a long season for us. Essentially in a normal year, we would start competing in August and we would finish in June, where other people, their seasons are 3 months long or 2 months long. We're the only program that competes in all of the seasons. We have a fall season, a winter season, and a spring season. So it's time demanding, and you have to manage your time very well.
And you have learned to master it from what it looks like, because you are always calm, cool, and collected whenever I see you.
Well, I do think this, it doesn't help to panic in the middle of the fire, you know.
That is true. And we are all learning that during this time. With having Giving Day today, a lot of our financial needs is because of the pandemic, COVID-19. Can you talk about a little bit how it has affected your team directly?
Yeah, we experienced our first opportunity lost was during the indoor season last year in March. We had a young man that qualified for the indoor national championships. He had done his pre-meet warm-up the day before, and then right after that, the indoor national championships were canceled. So he lost an opportunity to compete on the national stage for the university. And then right after that, we lose our entire outdoor season as well. So not only he lost that opportunity, but everybody else lost their outdoor season. And now we've just postponed the cross-country season to the spring. So,
Ooh, that is going to be a lot going on in the spring for you. And with everything happening at one time, how do you think you'll be able to manage having your multiple sports happen?
well, I think it goes back to the type of kids that we have in our program. Our student athletes, we believe, have really high character. They're following the protocols that we have in place. In order to have a spring and have 3 seasons in one semester, our student athletes have to follow protocol. They have to be sure that they protect themselves and protect the program. So I think that's going to be a big portion of making it through the season, is not having somebody contract COVID and then losing a team from contact tracing.
Which has proven to be very difficult as we continue to move forward and learn more about this pandemic. You are a former student athlete, you are an alum, and you are also a donor. Can you tell us a little bit about how important it is for you to give back to your university and about why others should do the same?
I think it's a life lesson. It's one of the lessons that we teach the kids in our program. And we talk about when we go to a competition, we go to a restaurant, we go to a hotel, we want to leave those establishments in a better situation than we found them in. And I think that's the same thing as an alumni of the track program and of the institution, is that I want to leave this program better than when I was in it and when I have been able to manage it. So providing opportunities, providing resources for people after me is important. I want the Webster Slaughters of this world to be able to have things that I couldn't have and things that I needed, but just in the time frame in which I had it, our coaches weren't able to provide it. So for me, it's about leaving something better than when I found it.
So that sounds like you look at your students as a little bit like your kids. You want them to have what you weren't able to have and to leave them in a better situation.
That's exactly right. I have about 60 kids that I have to look after, but they're great kids, and that's what makes coaching worth doing.
If you could leave everybody watching tonight with one message, what would you like to leave them with?
I think what I would tell anybody is that find your cause and give to that cause wholeheartedly. And the cause right now for us is Lamar University Athletics. We all have our individual causes that are important to us, but what ties us together is this institution. And so I would encourage donors or potential alumni, people who could give or would be able to give, to just take the opportunity to add Lamar University Athletics to their cause list. And, you know, we are thankful and appreciative for everything they give us, whether it be financial resources. They show up and support us in the stands. They wear red and white on Fridays in their communities. Whatever it is, the support they provide us is very much appreciated.
Thank you so much for joining us tonight, Coach.
Thanks for having me.
Don't forget that you can still donate right now by going to wearelu.org or sending a text message, WeAreLU, with no spaces in between, to 22828. I'm sending it your way, Matt.
Thanks, Dee. Some great guests that we had with Mark O'Born and now Coach Clark. Really good start to the show. Some great insight on what's been going on with us during the past 6-8 months, and really looking forward to seeing Coach Clark compete throughout the year. But we're going to keep it here in the track and field. I've got with me Webster Slaughter. Webster is a junior track and field athlete. Webster, how's it going?
Going good. How you doing?
Doing good. I'm glad to have you here. I've read at your stats from I guess the past 2 years since I've been here, and I've never gotten a chance to meet you. So I'm glad we're being able to talk. But so you've been here for 3 years, technically a junior now, so you get that spring season back from last year.
Yes, sir.
What do you think has changed about you the most, and how has your experience been over those 3 years here at Lamar?
Looking at my freshman year to my senior year, I would say the thing that changed most about me would be my confidence in myself as an athlete. You know, my freshman year, I came from running long distance to being recruited to running short distance. And, you know, your first year in college, you know, I'm thinking everyone's extremely fast. I'd be at meets nervous, asking people what they ran before I raced them. To where now I'm at the part where, you know, I have experience. I've ran against tough opponents before. I'm running decent time, so now I have more confidence in myself, and I think I'm able to even surprise myself with what I can do right now.
Sure, yeah, and I know you guys have a really good mile relay team. And I'm actually excited because I haven't been to a meet yet with you guys because you're always on the road. So I'm probably going to have to hit up Coach Clark and come to a road meet to see you guys compete. But speaking of Coach Clark, he gave you a little shout out there. But how's it been with Coach Clark and his staff, and how do they prepare you and all the other track and field student athletes to compete throughout the year?
Coach Clark has definitely helped me out a lot. Like I said, you know, I came running long distance, and it was hard to transition from that to running short distance and sprints. So he helped me a lot, whether it was with my form, getting out of blocks. You know, each race you run is different, so how exactly to run the race that I'm running, how to finish. So just overall, he helped like piece my race together to, you know, I'm at the point where I'm at now, where I'm confident and that I know how to run it, and that I will be able to run it correctly.
Yeah, Coach Clark seems like a great coach, great mentor, and just all around great person to have around the staff. I've been here 2 years, and I feel like I've known him for even more. I'm
Yeah.
glad to have him on staff. And every time I talk to him, he's got something new to tell us about Lamar that we had no idea about, but he's been here for 30 years. So
Long time.
yeah. So what's the one thing that you've learned about yourself over the past 6 to 8 months, where we've been in quarantine and trying to figure out what classes are going to be like? What can you say that you've learned about yourself now that you can kind of use for yourself in the future?
Well, one big thing I think a lot of student athletes is having to deal with is perseverance, because, you know, a lot of people's seasons has been put off, or for example, track indoor, we don't even know if that's going to be a thing yet. So we just have to persevere. We still need to practice. We still need to stay in shape. We still need to like have the mentality that we're going to have a season so that we can be ready, because we never know.
Right.
Same with school. A lot of people dealing with online classes, and that was a big transition from being in person to online. So just getting used to that, staying up to date with our assignments and stuff.
Yeah, definitely tough. I've got a brother in college, and he's having a tough time going to strictly online. So
Definitely
I totally
wasn't
get
easy.
it. Yeah. Well, one last question for you. What are you looking forward to the most this year from now until the end of the season?
Well, what I'm looking forward to most is, first of all, that we have a season, because, you know, we're at practice, we're putting in the work still. You know, I'm hoping that we'll be able to show the conference, you know, the work we've been putting in, how much we've improved, and that, you know, we can get points.
Yeah. Well, Webster Slaughter, really glad to talk to you today. I'm excited about you guys and getting a chance to compete this year. I'm definitely going to have to come out and either catch practice or a meet or both. But I think we're going to turn it over to a commercial break here, and we've got a look at our Cardinal vlog.
How are you doing this morning?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. How are you feeling?
Good.
Good. Little sore. Okay. Are you ready for Missy's setter boot camp?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I'm ready.
All right. But let's make today a really focused morning. Let's make sure that every contact we get, we make it a good contact. And we're really listening to our coaches today and trying to focus on the things we're asking to focus on, all right? crossover slash. There you go, good. I got to clean these tennis balls here. This is the real money shot right here, Jay Wash. Cleaning tennis balls. Nice and clean. Good to go.
Come on, now do the video.
I'm not doing it.
Go Jordan, go Jordan, go Jordan.
What is happening right now? This is insane. Scissors go. No, I'm just kidding. I wouldn't do that. Why do we have just a bunch of clowns over here? Why are we clowns? Like, you guys just bring your red noses for the afternoon. What is this? What is this? Is that actually dancing?
No.
Is this what they call dancing nowadays? This is not dancing. Mexican today. I'm just throwing it out there. Mexican? And then, listen, if you're not feeling it, you're not feeling it.
I'm always down.
I mean, I feel like you're about to say no.
I mean, if that's what you guys want.
You don't want it? What are you
Go for
feeling?
a quesadilla.
What are you feeling?
I can go for a quesadilla. Don't ask me.
Okay, listen, I just asked you. So,
What else is there?
I mean, there's pho. There's, I don't know. You guys talk about it. We'll figure it out. Yeah, I'm mic'd up.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, bro. So all that trash talk I was doing about the music, definitely got it on audio. And they know how trash the music's been.
First of all.
Ty, I saw you tuck that chin from here. Amat Victoria Karam. Nope.
You are great.
You guys can figure it out. If you don't have it by this afternoon, I'll tell you what it means. Okay? Let's go. Yeah, Meg, good. Hey, Meg, get that elbow up quicker. It's kind of just hanging here. Remember, get up, hold it, then come down. Oh, what are we doing? Hustle. Let's go. Move. We just don't like the chairs now? Oh, you just, okay. Did you guys just clean them? Oh, okay. But you just cleaned them? All right, good. I don't really have any comments. We didn't get any chance to do any really live blocking today, but I like our footwork. I like the speed. The important part is just going to be when we start progressing into more live stuff is that you can't abandon all ships, okay? And that not only goes for blocking, that goes for our system in general, all right? I know we talked a lot about in the spring. We've got to learn to play in a system that works for us. We can't, when things go wrong, or just make up our own movements or schemes when we're out there. We've got to learn to play in this system, and we've got to learn to be disciplined in this system, okay? Sometimes discipline gets misconstrued as a negative word, but what it really just means is trusting in the system, trusting in the process that we're trying to instill, and trying to do it every single time, all right? Because what's going to happen is we get down the line, we're going to be in a tough match in a fifth set, and it's going to be nice and tight, and it's going to be about the team who's comfortable, familiar, and confident in their system, and that's what I want us to get to. And so all these things we're asking you to do, all these little minute details, are helping hopefully build and instill that confidence, but also make you more and more comfortable in what we're doing, okay? Steele's mask on. All right, so just keep that in mind. So when we're asking you to do these things, we're not picking on you. You know, there is an end goal in sight. You're done for the day, or not the day, but you're done for the morning. We'll obviously see you back here at 1:30. We'll get lunch picked up and delivered to you. They're serving, they're dropping off out of Combs, but we don't want you taking from football. We're still going to come over and take those meals and hand them to you, okay? And then obviously do anything that you need to do to recover, lots of water, stretch, roll out, do everything that Iris tells you to do, and then we will see you back here. Any questions? Hey, seriously, great job this morning. I know it wasn't play, but it was awesome to start getting into the technical stuff and break some stuff down. So I hope that you feel accomplished and that you got a little bit better this morning. I can't wait for this afternoon. All right, y'all, break it down one last time. See y'all laters.
Continuing the celebration, I now have head volleyball coach Jordan Lay joining me. How are you doing today, Coach?
I'm doing great, Dee. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you for asking.
Good.
So I want to take it back to where you first started. You started a social media challenge.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about where that inspiration came from?
Yeah, out of boredom, honestly. No, I think for me, going into quarantine, we wanted to find a way to stay active and, really introduce the new coaching staff and, the program to all of our social media followers and see if we couldn't increase our outreach a little bit. And, you see all the time, all these different kinds of trick shots with Frisbees or basketballs or footballs or anything like that. So I decided, why not try an at-home trick shot challenge with a volleyball, something that people could legitimately try on their own time in their own homes, in their backyards. And that's really how it came about, honestly.
I found out that you were actually really talented by watching those videos.
Hopefully I fooled a lot of people because, of course, I got everything in the first take,
I believe it. I do. So what was the feedback that you got from that, from other schools, from future athletes, from current college athletes, all of them?
A lot of my coaching colleagues, gave me grief here and there and, asked how many takes some of them took. But as far as, from the community standpoint and maybe future PSAs, I think that's where we really hit home the most. We had so many people trying them, tagging us in their videos, showing off what they were doing. I know specifically there were a couple teams out there that were encouraging all of their members to do them every single day. So I felt like we accomplished what we set out to do.
Good. I feel like you really made a name for yourself as a new volleyball coach here.
I don't know, between that and the baseball video, I don't know. Hopefully it's all positive.
All positive, at least coming from me.
Oh, appreciate it.
Well, for some of the people that missed it, we put together a nice little reel showing off some of your tricks. So let's take a look at the screen.
Hey everyone, we know we're missing volleyball right now, looking for ways to stay active and engaged at home. So let's start an at-home trick shot challenge series. Your first one, the reverse down ball. Let's go!
My sister made me that picture, so I'm really glad it did not break. Being able to get in the gym by yourself and just try different things was fun, just to kind of change up the environment.
I love your reactions at the end.
Well, they're super genuine. Now, this one here probably took about an hour and a half, that last one, because you have to repeat the process every single time, and sometimes even with an intro, you have to redo it.
Coach, this is your first time being a head coach. After making such creative videos, you then had to try to get down to business. So how was it trying to get to know your team during a time where it's so important for social distancing and as well as moving to a new town where everything was brand new for you?
Yeah, obviously, I think for everybody that presents its challenges and difficulties, but I feel blessed that we even had the time that we had on campus together. I think that time the girls spent a lot of time in my office. We had a lot of nice conversations, and they've been a fun, welcoming group. They've made our jobs really easy and entertaining for sure. And then, just like everybody else, we would do, Zoom meetings as a team. We would do new challenges, give them little projects to maybe do at home. So we just found every way we could to stay connected. And then, through that, you're texting with them every day, seeing how them and their families are doing. And so, we just try to do our best to just stay in contact with them almost on a daily, weekly basis too.
I'm sure that they appreciate that.
Well, I hope so. No, they've been terrific, honestly. We're very lucky to have the group that we have.
In the vlog that we showed prior to putting you on camera in front of all of these wonderful people, we showed a little bit of the changes that's been happening with COVID. Can you go into details about how that has affected your team directly?
Yeah, that's again where I'm very appreciative of the team that we have, because anything that we've asked them to do as far as new protocols or, adapting to these new times, they've really done it with just a great stride about them. At practices now, we're cleaning balls after every single drill. We have dirty carts and clean carts. They're sanitizing their own chair area. We have hand sanitizer on the court. We're fogging the court, fogging the net, fogging the equipment. So, we're just being as diligent as we possibly can to create, a safe and clean environment. And I'm very appreciative of not only the girls, but, my staff, Missy and Bijane, because, they've been instrumental in that as well. So it's kind of funny now, because when you see the girls without a mask, you almost forget what their face looks like sometimes, So in the rare events that we do get to see them without a mask on, whether, they're actually playing in a match or on a Zoom call, sometimes you have to do a double take. But no, it's we've managed, and I'm proud of the way we've handled things so far.
Keeping on track with COVID, we haven't had a full fall season with any of our sports, but you were able to play a couple of matches. Can you tell us a little bit about your experience with those?
Yeah. For us, we really kind of left it to the team to decide if we wanted to try to compete this fall. And I think by doing so, we let them dictate the motivation for our fall matches and competitions. And, it was pretty much a unanimous decision. And, to me right there, that just showed that they wanted to compete. They wanted to play, that they just wanted to get it back to playing the sport they love. For us as a staff, it was a great experience to really be able to see the team actually compete in a match, being able to have film to analyze and break down, to know the adjustments and the things that we have to continue to work on. So, even though we didn't get the win results that we wanted out of those 5 matches, I think that has helped us tremendously as far as a coaching staff and preparation moving forward for the spring season.
Let's talk about something a little bit more positive.
Okay.
When you came to Lamar, of course, we were not expecting a pandemic to take hold of us. What are some of the views and the visions that you had for the program that you were really excited to get started with?
Yeah, it's funny. I tell people all the time, there were 3 main reasons why I came here to Lamar. And one of those reasons was the winning tradition. I mean, we have 10 championship banners hanging up in McDonald Gym. And, to me, that shows that Lamar Volleyball is a winning program. And, any coach is going to tell you that they win conference championships. And of course, that's what we want to do. But, we have a lot of other goals too. We want to make sure that we're competing for the AVCA Academic Award. I know that's a big emphasis for us right now, academics first. We want to make sure, obviously, all of our girls are graduating on time. But, more importantly, our whole focus has been creating a positive 4-year experience. And that doesn't necessarily have to just include volleyball. We want those relationships to carry beyond the floor. We want to make sure that we're helping our young ladies, prepare for their future beyond graduation, whether that's continuing on playing professionally or if that's getting into their career, graduation, school. We want to make sure we know those things and we're helping push them. As far as other future goals for this program, we'd eventually want to go on an international trip. We'd love to do some renovations and stuff in our locker room. But we can't get too far ahead of ourselves. The first things first is we have to make a positive impact on and off the court before we can really focus on anything outside of that.
Of course. And making a positive impact on and off the court. You arrived here during basketball season. Yeah. You were able to come to the Cardinal Club room and meet some of our donors and our supporters. Yeah. Tell me, how have they welcomed you since you've been here? What type of support have you received? The first thing I tell people about living in Beaumont is it is a Lamar town. It just, everybody here I feel like has some kind of connection back to the university. And that being said, once someone finds out that you work there and that you work in athletics, it's just always this joyous reaction. They're telling you a story, or they're saying, oh my gosh, we used to come to volleyball games. We love it. We'll start coming more. And so to say people have been welcoming would be almost an understatement. Honestly, it has been a tremendous experience getting to know more and more of our alumni, our fans, our supporters. I struggle with words because I feel like fantastic's so cliche, but I genuinely mean it has been. So with speaking to those supporters and talking about how great they are, tell us, what would you like to leave them with tonight? The last thing that you would like to say with them?
I just want to thank them for all their support, for the past, for the present, and hopefully for the future. As we all know within athletics, we can't do this by ourselves. There's so much more that goes just beyond what we're budgeted, allotted, and those kind of things. There's so much more that we want to be able to do, and so much more support that we want to give to all of our student athletes, not just volleyball. And so, just like anybody would say, really, anything that we're able to gather and anything that we're able to have donated is just tremendously appreciated. And a sincere thank you, and hopefully see you out in the spring at some of our matches as well.
I think that is a perfect last message to them.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us tonight.
Well, thank you for having me.
Thank you. And guys, make sure you stay tuned until the end, where we will premiere a video starring some of our favorite football coaches. Now, Matt, who do you have over there with you?
I have with me junior volleyball student athlete Abby Nash, or Abigail, I guess.
You can go Abby.
Okay. I just know you by Abby, so that's what I call you. So Jordan talked a little bit about the trick shots. I wonder if you guys have any trick plays up your sleeve. Has he talked about any of those? Do you have trick plays in volleyball?
We are actually working on some. I don't know if we're allowed to disclose them, but
well,
they are very...
We'll just have to wait and see about those.
Exactly.
So Dee and Jordan talked a little bit about the matches that you guys have played thus far in the fall. So how have those matches helped your team figure out who they are, and how important are those, knowing that Jordan is a new coach and you have to learn a new system sometimes, and you have to learn a little bit more about each other, and how is that going to help you guys when you start competing for a conference title come spring?
Well, I think that the few matches that we have played have been extremely vital for the freshmen, a lot of the incoming players. I know that we have to work a lot on team chemistry. As much as the pandemic has kind of held us back from that, we've been able to reconnect with Zoom, with texting, just reaching out with each other, really a lot more than we would be able to if we were in a full on season. So bringing that onto the court is really what those games were really for. We were really able to work together and know each other on the court, work on body language. And it was really great. As unfortunate as it was for our first match to only have, 7 players be able to go because of quarantine, it was great to see the freshmen out there. I was able to watch them online, and it was great to see them really step up and be able to fill those roles as freshmen.
Yeah, it's definitely good that you get a lot of these girls who've never played before.
Absolutely.
And getting that game experience, even though it's not exactly a conference season, but we'll get a little taste now, and then we'll really work towards getting better this fall to get ready for the spring.
Absolutely.
So you've recently had a new coach, and then March we had the announcement that, hey, we've all got to go home, and we've all got to go into quarantine. And then you come back and you have to work through all these new policies and procedures. And how have you and the team kind of worked through those things with Jordan? Is there like a mentality that you guys have, or something you guys talk about? How have you kind of adapted through everything?
Our coach he's incredible, and he's really given us this perspective of having a get to mentality versus a have to. So we try to come into practice every single day saying we get to have a season, we get to come to practice today, instead of a mentality of, oh, we have to do this. We're able to come in every day being thankful, being grateful for what we have and our coaches. But I think we really have come in with it with the most positive mindset we can. We really want to have a season in the spring. So just working hard right now is just going to be extremely vital for us to have the best chance we can at winning a conference title in the spring. Yeah,
that's great, because I think Marco Bourne does the same thing for us. Is he's constantly being a positive light for us, and I think Jordan is the same way, and that's what you want out of a leader and a coach. And I'm glad we both have those people that we work for. So this year we've had several things happen where now we have to play in the Montaigne Center instead of McDonald Gym. How has that been adapting from a kind of a smaller environment, which honestly was my favorite environment last year and the year before? How is that going to be different playing in the Montaigne Center as opposed to McDonald Gym?
So I played at McDonald Gym for 2 years prior, and it's been great, just because of how small it is. It gets so packed so easily. So it's really wonderful. However, I think the team is really, really loving the Montaigne Center. We have so much more room to do things. We don't have any bleachers stopping us really. But we've really loved it. The only, tough part about it is we got to shag more, but that's fine anyway. But we're loving it. We are really, really loving it. It's different because, everything this year is so different because of the pandemic, because of all these protocols. But I think we're coming in really with a great mindset.
Yeah, I'm actually enjoying seeing you guys come into practice because before I never knew when you guys practice. And now I go outside the office and I'm like, okay, volleyballs and girls are hollering, so volleyball must be practicing. So it's really nice because you guys fuel me to do my job. And I'm sure it's the same way for D when we're working hard for you guys and that kind of gives us the fuel to do so. So I personally am glad that you guys are in the Montaigne Center.
Thank
So
you.
one more question for you. So if you could give us a few things to look forward to in the spring for the team and how you guys are going to compete, what would you kind of leave us with?
I think every single girl on our team is so grateful to be here, and being able to have a semester to train and then being able to play, in the following semester is an opportunity that no one really gets. So I know that we're definitely going to be much more prepared than we probably would have been. We've got, great coaching staff. I think an extremely positive mindset. I don't think there's going to be very many moments where we get stuck and we get down. Our coaches are great about helping us learn and then move on. So there's a lot to look forward to, really.
Yeah, I'm for sure looking forward to it. I'm ready to see you guys compete. I'm ready to see Jordan coach and ready to see what some Lamar volleyball this spring.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, Abby, thanks for joining. I'm sure I'll see you around here in the next months to come in the Montaigne Center. But right now, we're going to kick it over to a new commercial that we have for you guys. We'll see you back here pretty soon.
Makes Education First Federal Credit Union better than your bank? Education First is owned by its members, not shareholders. Profits go back into your pocket instead of Wall Street. We offer free checking, lower no fees, lower interest on loans, and higher yields on savings. Plus, with so many locations in Southeast Texas, there's a branch near you. Who can join Education First? You can. Education First Federal Credit Union. Smart banking for everyone.
Giglio Distributing Company has been part of Beaumont for 60 years. We all have so much to celebrate in Southeast Texas, especially during the holiday season. But when you have a good time, remember to do it safely. If you drink, then always be sure to get a designated driver or to call a cab when you need a ride. There's no excuse not to be wise and get a ride. Let's keep Southeast Texas safe. This Wise Rides message is proudly brought to you by Giglio Distributing Company and Miller Lite.
Welcome back to Lamar University's Special Day of Giving, presented by Education First. Now I have with me our head women's basketball coach, Coach Aqua Franklin. How are you doing today, Coach?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me, Dee.
Yeah, thank you for joining us.
Absolutely.
So with you having 1 year under your belt now, we want to learn a little bit more about you. Can you tell us about your career path with joining the Texas A&M Hall of Fame and then joining the WNBA and how that led you here?
Well, I would say both of those go hand in hand. Simply because, going to Texas A&M, it was obviously a dream come true of being a 5'3" point guard, going to play in the Big 12, and Coach Blair, that being a part of his first recruiting class was just an unbelievable experience. But I have to give credit to my teammates. They made me look really, really good. I wasn't a scorer I was a scorer in high school, but taking the next step to the big leagues, I wasn't that much of a scorer, but I was really good at getting the ball to the person that needed the ball. And so, and my teammates did a great job of making the baskets count. And so we both won on that end. So I think just, having great people around me, but being able to play in front of my family playing in Texas was an awesome experience. And then, but I think my highlights in leading the country in assists, my assist to turnover ratio, my last 2 years, didn't go unnoticed. So I think that's what got me in the Hall of Fame. And then obviously to get to that next level in WNBA, there's a lot of great players, that play in that league, 144 players. To be, a part of that 1%, was an unbelievable feeling and experience.
And now you're coaching.
Absolutely.
We hear a lot about how some people get burned out and they love basketball, but they're just kind of done with being part of the game. What keeps your fire going to where you decided to coach?
Well, I knew I wanted to be a coach as a player. I actually did my internship coaching AAU basketball. And so, hosting recruits on visits and selling Texas A&M to all of the, student athletes that came through there. I knew right then and there I wanted to be a coach, and so never could get burned out in this game. I absolutely love it. I get excited to wake up and be around basketball. During that COVID time, not hearing the ball bounce, was really, really hard. And so, I absolutely love this game, but coaching to me, that orange ball has taken me a lot of places. We talk about the WNBA overseas, playing in Israel and Sweden, meeting so many wonderful people. And, I want to give that back to young ladies like, my players. And so that, not only the love for the game, but also having the opportunity to share my experience, with student athletes and be a part of their journey is why I coach.
That is one of the best answers I've ever heard. Tell us a little bit about your coaching career and how you ended up back in Texas and at Lamar University.
Yeah, well, at some point, as we tell our student athletes, that ball's going to stop bouncing and trying to figure out what you want to do. My coaches were still at A&M once my playing career was over, and they welcomed me with open arms to come be a graduate assistant at Texas A&M. I think I kind of wouldn't leave until they hired me. But I started off at Texas A&M, and honestly, it was a year before they won the national championship. I had two coaches, both male coaches on staff, were telling me, hey, go get some experience, go find a job, we'll help you, we'll do whatever. And the two female coaches on staff at the time were like, hey, let's hang around. We need you here. These young ladies are learning from an alum. And well, I listened to the guys because I wanted to get that experience. You want to get out into the real world and start making your own money. And so that's what I did. I went over to Stephen F. Austin for my first coaching job. And that year that I left, Texas A&M won the national championship. So it was bittersweet. But that was in 2011. And so once I finished, I coached at Stephen F. for 1 year under Brandon Snyder. And then got the opportunity to get back in the Big 12 at the University of Kansas with Bonnie Hendrickson, and unbelievable experience. Really, really enjoyed it being back in the Big 12, kind of going and playing against some of my old team, Some of the coaches were still there that from when I played. And so exciting time at the University of Kansas. And then that following year, the associate head coach that was at Texas A&M when I played, Vic Schaefer, got the head job at Mississippi State. And so, of course, keeping it in the family, I decided to move to Stark Vegas and join him and his staff. And it was all family. Coach Johnny Harris was a part of the staff who also coached me, and Marianne Baker was the director of ops, who was a freshman my senior year. And then after 3 seasons there, Brandon Snyder got the call to go back to the Big 12, and it was at an unbelievable place, going back to Allen Fieldhouse at the University of Kansas. And so I couldn't tell him no. I needed to learn different, playing for a coach and then going to work for him. I knew Coach Vic Schaefer's offense and system in my sleep. And so wanting to learn different, knowing that I wanted to be a head coach, I left and went back to the University of Kansas as an associate head coach, where I spent 4 years, and then me and Marco got acquainted. So that's how I got here.
And you've had your first year here, and during this first year, you had the opportunity to meet some of your women's basketball alum during alumni weekend and just throughout the year. How important is it for you to have their support as well as your student athletes to have their support?
I mean, it is one, we have some unbelievable alumni who have played and worn the Cardinal jersey. I mean, some that I coached against when I was at Stephen F. Austin, actually played against Jenna back, was that 20? I think she was a freshman when I was a senior as well. So I played against some alumni. I've been to church and met some alumni, and I think as a former student athlete, you want to know the people that paved the way. And you talk about history and the tradition of our program. And I think it's really, really important for our current student athletes to get to know the people who paved the way and made history. And we talk about the winning tradition in our program. And it's just another motivation for them once they meet former players and supporters of the program to want to do just as good as them or more. And so I think it's really important to build relationships with our current student athletes and for them to see faces, because we talk about them a lot, but it's really important for them to know who they are.
They walk around the halls and see some of these faces.
Absolutely. So, and the records on the wall that they have to pass every day. And so it's really important. And to look at the former student athletes as mentors, because now they've moved on to different careers and career paths, and some of our student athletes are wanting to follow the same career path. So building that relationship and connection is important.
Networking.
Absolutely. Really important.
Very. You talked about the winning tradition, and of course we want to keep that going with Lamar. How can the alumni, the fans, their supporters, everyone help you continue that success, especially during this new normal of COVID-19?
Absolutely. It's really simple with support. And I think that comes in different forms. Obviously financial and giving, so that we can continue to enhance the student athletes experience here at Lamar. The other way is simply, come out to games. And if you can't come out to games, watch it on ESPN3. And when you have time, hit us up on Facebook or all the social media outlets, because write letters, write notes. Our players love to hear from their fans. When you see them at Walmart or the grocery store, anywhere, now with COVID, let's give them a fist bump. But after we get past this, let's hug on them a little bit and let them know that you're there for them. So just that support means a lot. We know that, it's really hard to be a student athlete. And we want our students to know that they're really appreciated and that their hard work doesn't go unnoticed.
With keeping that going, we are hoping that we do have a season this year and that the girls get to play. If that is the case, what can we expect from a Coach Aqua program?
Well, we're going to get after it, just like we did last year. I think you'll see with our incoming young ladies that, we do have a little bit more height. we're not all the way where we want to be, but we're continuing to recruit to get more height. But I think you'll see very high IQs. You'll see some scores. You'll see some really gritty players. I am super, super excited. And you can hear from the players and Niece as she speaks, but I'm super excited every day in practice just to see them and how much better we've gotten, even though we haven't been in the gym. Basketball is not only a physical sport, but it's a mental sport. And I think our mindset has changed a lot. And we know that last season wasn't our best. And so we're excited to get back on the court, and we're doing everything possible safety-wise to make sure that happens.
So we're going to ask you this one last question. With everyone that's watching, what would you like to leave them with?
One, I want to thank all of our supporters and all of our future supporters. And, I want you guys to come out and support and see the young ladies come give their all and leave it out on the court, to represent not only their families, but Lamar across their chests. And, greatly appreciate everyone who's tuned in and everyone who finds it in their heart to give to our programs.
Great way to end it off.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us today, Coach.
Thank you for having me.
And everyone, don't forget that you can continue to give while this is going on. All you have to do is go to wearelu.org, or you can text WeAreLU, no spaces in between, to 22828. Now, Matt, I'm going to send it your way to see who you have sitting with you.
I've got with me Anisha Gibbs. Anisha, I haven't got a chance to meet you yet. You are a transfer from Collin College, so really glad that you're here as a guest, because I've actually seen you in practice a few times, but I have not got a chance to meet you. So thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Yeah, so you're from California in high school, and then your junior college. You did your junior college ball at Collin College here in Texas. How did you hear about Lamar? How did they approach you, and how are you enjoying it so far since your time on campus?
Well, when I came to Collin, my parents moved to Austin. So my life kind of uprooted from California to Texas all at the same time. And my coach from Collin was friends with Coach Aqua. And so they already knew each other. And that's how I got familiar with Lamar. And since being here, I don't have anything negative to say. I've enjoyed the coaching staff. I've enjoyed my teammates. I've enjoyed being on campus. I'm really appreciative of the opportunity. So.
Yeah, I really enjoy Coach Aqua too. I mean, I've talked with her quite a bit over the past year and a half since she's been here, and I've really enjoyed and get to know her as a person too, as not just a coach. And I really enjoy her competitiveness, and you can really see it on the court and overflow into you guys. So you've got a really good coach and a really good staff to learn from, and I'm excited for you guys to get going this year. So for yourself, what do you see as Coach Aqua and her staff? How are they? What are they preparing you guys for the spring and in practice and looking forward to your season this year?
What are they preparing us for?
Yes.
Success. Yeah, we're preparing to win. We practice hard almost every day. There's no halves with her. Everything is 110%. So we're preparing to see that payoff come season.
Yeah, I know Coach Aqua just had a birthday this week, so it was kind of cool hearing the story how you guys surprised her. So a really cool moment for her this week, and happy birthday, Coach Aqua, belated. So what are you looking for most for the upcoming year? This will be your first year in, I guess, Division I. Mm-hmm. What are you looking forward to the most playing for Lamar?
Well, this has always been a dream of mine since high school. I've wanted to play Division I, and to be blessed to come into such a unique opportunity with such an experienced coaching staff and such expertise surrounding me. I just want to be a sponge. I want to absorb everything that's being given to me and execute it when the time comes.
So I saw that you were a 4.0 student athlete in junior college, mm-hmm. academic All-American. How do you balance both academics success and then success on the court, and how important is education to you?
I think it's just about prioritizing. The older I get, the more I realize the parties and the gatherings, especially with COVID, they're just not what's important. My degree is what's going to lead to my future. And so it's just understanding that basketball is helping me achieve that, and that's helping me achieve success in the future. So I think it's all about understanding what's important to you now and later, and just making the hard decisions to not make bad decisions.
Yeah, that's a great answer, because, you know, as Coach Aqua said, the ball stops bouncing one day.
Yeah.
And to know that your focus is on not becoming just a better basketball player at this time, but also preparing yourself for the future, that's great. And that's what we want for all of our student athletes here at Lamar. So I'll ask you one more question. So if you could leave our audience with one thing to look forward to about this team when you guys compete, when we roll the ball out, what would you have to say?
I want the Lamar fans to be proud of us, of the coaching staff, of the team. I want to give personally everything that I have to the team, so that they can just have a memory of a player that they can be proud of a team that they can be proud of, and a program that they were happy to be able to support.
Yeah, totally. Well, Anisha, thank you for coming out. I'm looking forward to seeing you compete when we do start playing this year, and looking forward to seeing you around the Montaigne. Maybe I'll even give you a fist bump or say something now that I meet you. So now we're going to actually go into a special premiere that Dee talked about earlier. We are going to toss it over to our football coaches. They have a special tour video that they've shot, and you're getting an exclusive look right now.
Head football coach Blaine Morgan here. Just wanted to welcome you guys to our campus here at Lamar University. Hope you enjoy this tour.
Coach Gibson, recruiting coordinator, running back coach here at the Student Center, also known as the Set. My favorite place on campus, and pretty soon you'll know why. Come on in, let's take a... Inside here at the Set, running in between class, need to grab you a snack, grab you something to drink, great place to come in and grab something. Always open, always for you, good stuff. Peanut M&M's, my personal favorite. Grab a Dr. Pepper, get some energy going, get some caffeine down, you're ready to go for a long day. Great place to stop, one of my favorites on campus. As you see through here, all types of student organizations set up, signing you up for activities on campus. Something always going on, something always fun to do, something always to be a part of, make your voice heard. Great place to be. Come on down, we'll take a look at the bookstore. Everybody needs some red and black in their life. Got Cardinal gear here, Under Armour, multiple different types of gear we have. Put on your LU, wear it with some pride. Come out to a game, wearing your stuff. Got my kids fixed up, got my friends fixed up. Come get your fix as well. All right, the Set underwent a renovation in April 2018, and one of the best decisions they made was putting in a Chick-fil-A and a Panda Express. How about that? That's why it's my favorite place on campus. We also have a Papa John's on campus, we have barbecue on campus, and a couple other things as well. So we get time at lunch, come over, join your friends, hang out here. Great place to be, don't even have to get in your car, don't have to go anywhere. Here it is, some of the best places you can eat in all of Beaumont, Texas, right here on campus. Lunchtime at the Set. Again, one of my favorite times of the day. You can come here, hang out with your buddies, hang out with your friends, and have a good time. You never know what's coming next. I hear something new is in the works. Oh look, there's Coach Man now. Thanks, Coach Man, you're clutch. I'm gonna enjoy this Chick-fil-A sandwich. I'm gonna kick it over to Coach Cordova at the Rec, who's working out what I should be doing. But man, the Set at lunch, can't beat it.
What's up, guys? My name is Coach Wayne Cordova. I'm the defensive back coach here at Lamar University. And here we're standing in the Sheila Humphrey Recreation Center. Our Recreation Center is the premier workout facility on our campus, and something that we are very proud of. Here, as you can see, we have our 40-foot rock wall, and our students and our student athletes coming here and just want to get away a little bit and do a little climbing. Do that. Behind there, you can see that we have our basketball courts. We have 2 full court hardwood floor courts that we love. Come over here and play a little basketball. Behind there, you can see that we have our cafe. We have ping pong tables, we have air hockey tables, and we also have a brand new movie theater in our array.
How you doing? I'm Patrick Covington, Offensive Coordinator, O-line coach here at Lamar University, and I'm at one of my favorite spots at the Starbucks at the Marion John Gray Library here at Lamar University. Come on in. Starbucks is located on the first floor here at the Marion John Gray Library, which actually has 8 floors in it, and we hold our recruit dinners on the 8th floor. It's the primary research center here at the university.
What's up, guys? It's Coach Floyd here in the Cardinal Village, and now I'll take you through our rooms. So now we have 2 bedrooms. Of course, you have your own private room with your roommate that you will share, and you guys will share a bathroom, and of course, this living space that we in. Also, you will always feel safe in the Cardinal Village because we have 24 hours security around the clock. Anytime you want to get hot, and I might take my shirt off, but anytime you get hot, you can dive in the pool, play beach volleyball, even shoot some threes on the court like you Kobe Bryant. This is Cardinal Village at Lamar University.
Hey guys, this is Coach Antoine. I'm the wide receiver coach and co-offensive coordinator here at Lamar University. Today I'm going to show you the Science and Technology building. In this building, we have 7 instructional labs and 14 research labs. My sister would have loved this building. She graduated here in 1994 with a chemical engineering degree. So come on, let me show you what she missed out on, all right? This first room is a makerspace lab. It has a 3D printer. So you can go in here and make your own projects and do what you have to do for science, technology, engineering, whatever project you may have, you can do it in that lab. Let's go on to the next one. This lab here is one of our 14 research labs here in the science building, and this has full of technology. You'll be in here for your core science classes. It's one of the best buildings on campus, brand new, just opened in April 2019.
What's going on, Cardinal Nation? This is Coach Cam, the defense line coach here, originally from Oakland, California. We are now in the Brooks Shivers dining hall. This is a 25,000 square foot building, home of the best burgers in Southeast Texas, okay? On Tuesdays, they do a Taco Tuesday bar. They have a great salad bar as well, too, so you can get all your nutritional values that you need. They got great pizza and everything. They invested $6.5 million into this facility to make sure that you eat well, all right? Go Cards. Thank you.
How's it going, guys? Coach Marshall Mann here with you. We're here at the Center for Innovation, Commercialization, and Entrepreneurship. Here you will have a partnership with the Southeast Texas business communities. This building right here will not only set you up for the next 4 years, but the next 40 years of your life. If you're all about business, you need to be right here in the Golden Triangle with golden opportunities. Go Cards.
Coach Gibson back here with you. We've now finished up the tour part of our campus. I'm joined right here by 2 vital members of our recruiting staff, Coach Marshall Mann and Coach Morgan Ford. You remember him from the athletic facility tour, the most stylish man in the Golden Triangle. With me again. He's our game day graphic guy. He gets those game day graphics ready for you guys. Man, both these guys work their tails off to give you an experience like no other. You've seen our campus. You've seen what we have to offer you in the athletic facilities. We're second to none in the Southland Conference. What I want you to know is this. Every school is going to tell you they want you to come play football and what they want you to do for them. Ask the school what they can do for you. Because with us, you're going to get number 1 in everything. Academics, athletics, character building. You've seen the resources we have on this campus. You've seen the student activities that we have going on. You've seen the campus life experience. And guys, we can't wait to get you to Beaumont.
What's up, fellas? This is Coach Weichert here at Lamar University. I'm the defensive coordinator. Listen, hope you enjoyed what you saw here on campus. As you can see, we have a lot to offer a young person. And unfortunately, we can't get you guys on campus right now. So we're taking campus to you. And here in the near future, would love to see you at Lamar University so you can see it firsthand. But from what we're able to show you with this video, you can see that there's a lot to offer for a young person to come to Lamar University.
Welcome back to Lamar University's Special Day of Giving presented by Education First. We are ending the night with head football coach Blaine Morgan. How are you doing tonight, Coach?
Doing good.
Good.
Yeah, good to be here.
Happy to have you. Welcome back to Texas.
Thanks. Good. It's good
great to be back. You know, we've been through a few things the last few months, but you know, now we're hopefully getting into a groove and getting into a rhythm a little bit and starting to figure out, you know, how we're gonna look on the football field.
Cool. That is a big thing to figure out these days.
Yeah, I mean, I think the things our guys are looking for is they're just looking for a little bit of consistency and just to get into a routine a little bit. And, you know, the guys that love playing just like getting out there and competing. And that's what, you know, that's what we're looking forward to. And got a chance today to put on pads for the first time in about 10 months. And so we got somewhere to start and we got a long way to go, but we got to start. So
like you said previously, we got to start somewhere.
No doubt. No doubt.
In the couple of months you've been here, you've been able to get to know the community a little bit prior to COVID. How has the Beaumont area and the Golden Triangle welcomed you out?
It's been awesome. I mean, it's just been great being back in Texas. I mean, just people, you know, your neighbors come up and talk to you and, you know, stuff that you don't necessarily experience in California. And so just people waving on the street and just, you know, just the friendliness that comes with being in Texas has been awesome. And I think, you know, the community of Beaumont is welcoming and definitely I see a support, you know, for Lamar University. And it seems like you meet, like whether it's your next door neighbor or, you know, someone in the grocery store, you're meeting someone that has gone to school here. And so what I didn't realize is how many people from Lamar University, you know, stick around and stay in the Beaumont community. And so you're meeting those people every day and they're excited about, you know, when we do get to come back out in the spring, you know, coming back and getting the chance to come and support the football team.
With coming back and trying to get into a routine, how have you been able to get to know your players? You have such a large team and social distancing is so important right now. So how has that process been?
It's been difficult. It really has. Just if you look back on it, we've had, you know, it's been right at, you know, we're starting month 10 since I've been on the job. And I was counting it down. For 4.5 months, there's been a period of time where we haven't been able to see our guys in person or even work out or anything like that. And so, that's my, you know, I enjoy being with people and, you know, sitting down and having a conversation and, you know, being with people in person and all this virtual stuff, you know, they can have that. They can have all the Zoom calls and all the FaceTimes and it's good for chatting with grandparents, with your kids. But, you know, I like being in person. I like being out on the field and interacting with our players. And so just being able to do that again, you know, we did a few things and tried to stay in touch via Zoom but I like having the whole team and that energy in a room for a team meeting. And right now we don't have the space, to really handle that. And so I look forward to the day where we can cram into our team meeting room and have a team meeting and all be in the same space again.
I think we all look forward to the day that we don't have to wear masks every single day and can be around people again.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think everybody's looking forward to that day, really. I do. I mean, come on, let's get rid of these things, right?
So we just announced a new schedule, and we have been waiting for this since the whole fall season was canceled. Tell us a little bit about that schedule and how you feel about it.
Yeah, you look at the 6 teams on it and, you know, wow. I mean, it's 6 of the best teams in the conference, really. I mean, you start with Northwestern State. I've already had a chance to watch them on tape. And, then, you know, you follow that up by going to, down to Thibodeau and, you know, really playing the defending conference champions who really have their program kind of in a groove and have it going and, you know, have juniors and seniors on their 2 deep and, you know, they really have a good thing going. And, you know, you follow that up with, I think I'm trying to remember now. I just went blank week 3, but, you know, between Southeastern, who, you know, won a game in the playoffs last year, and Sam Houston State that went 7-4, won 7 games, and throw McNeese there, who's probably one of the most talented teams in the conference. You know, you're talking about 6 games where we're going to be challenged each and every week. And so we're excited. We're excited to play in the spring. I think, you know, 6 games, will be challenging just, you know, to stay healthy and from a depth standpoint with who we have right now. But, I know we're certainly looking forward to working to that point. And now we have a place to start. So we have a place to start, and so now we know how long we have to really work to that point.
And with today being Giving Day, you guys putting in that work to get to that point, we have all hit financial challenges during COVID-19, and we are asking everyone to give what they can. How has some of these challenges hit you personally with your team? And then also, what will those donations that we get today help you with?
Yeah, I think the first thing, if we're going to ask, the people watching for money, I think it's important to know that as a staff, as a football staff, we're fully vested. And so, I think it's very important that our entire staff, they contributed, to our excellence fund in the past. And then today, whatever they can give, I've asked each of our staff. So we're going to be at 100% with our staff. So if you're going to ask people, to give money, I think it's important that you kind of put your money where your mouth is, so to speak. And so that's what I've tried to, do is first of all, be the example and, to step out and to give. And if we're going to ask for that, then hopefully I'm the first one stepping out and actually giving. Just tried to do that, and hopefully people will join us, and see that, hey, this coach, he wants to give and he's fully committed, and, we want to join him, because you got to have a little bit of faith. You got to, faith and vision in what is to come. Mm-hmm. You can't wait until, the vision is fulfilled. You got to see what is out there and what is to come. And then, you can't wait until that happens. And then it's going to be too late.
Mm-hmm. That is a great way to look at it, being the example. Our AD is also the example with he wanting 100% staff giving. So that is the rule we're all trying to follow. I know I gave today to help with everything that's going on. So like you said, hopefully everyone will follow suit. Awesome. Now, with the community and the alum and the supporters, how can all of them help you during this pandemic with what we now see as the new normal? How can they contribute to you, not only monetary donations, but in other ways?
Yeah, I think the first thing they can do is show up in the spring and come and support our student athletes. That's the very least I think they can do. Our practices are going to be wide open, hopefully, as we get through the pandemic and get through this. And I don't really like that word. It gets used too often, but hopefully we'll get our lettermen and our community out and know that we're going to have open practices and open scrimmages. So hopefully they'll come out and do that and support our guys. No matter where you are, if you're at the beginning of something, when you're building a program, the one thing we do need is support. We need people to show up, and no matter what the circumstances are, and to really support these guys and have their back no matter what. I think that's the most important thing. And then I think with the giving part, I think if you're going to run a Division I football program, and really we're in the very, very early stages of, we're in the 10th year of bringing back Lamar football. So we're really in the early stages of having a football program. And so I think it's important that people understand what it takes to run a football program, and it takes people giving. And giving without expecting to receive anything. It's like, I want to give because I want to see us have a great football program. And I know that they're going to use it, to really, in their best interest. And I, came up with a list today, and there's 50 things that I came up with in about 5 minutes, just facilities wise. And you look at our stadium and our turf, and it's 10 years old. And that's a great place to start. So, I think it's important that people understand what a Division I program looks like. You look at the likes of North Dakota State. You look at the likes of Montana. You look at the likes of, I can't think of the, James Madison in Virginia. They're always playing for the national championship. Well, their facilities and infrastructure and giving are solid, and they're set, and they're on a level above the rest of us right now. And that's the level that we're aiming to get to.
So with everything that you just said, wrapping it up in a nice little ribbon, what is the last thing you want to leave for supporters that's watching, that will watch, and future supporters to come?
Yeah, I think there's a vision. There's a vision of really creating and establishing a foundation for a program. And that is to be sustained. We're not going to build it on a faulty foundation. We're not going to build it on sand. We're going to build it on rock and on a firm foundation. And when you do that, sometimes, you know, it almost feels like you're starting over. And what it's going to take is everybody being all in, whether that be our players, our support staff, our football staff, our administration, our fans, our lettermen, and really believing and seeing the vision. And not just waiting until something happens, but really, you know, having a little bit of faith that, you know, we're building it the right way. And if they, you know, it's going to take a little bit of faith because they're not going to see it maybe for a year or 2 years, I can't tell you how long it's going to take to build it. But these guys and, you know, guys like Brandon Arnold are really laying the foundation for something really that is to come. And hopefully they feel and see the vision.
I think that's a great way to end it tonight. Thank you for joining us tonight.
Thank you for having me. It's great to be here.
As Coach said, have faith in us and join us as we continue to make our vision come to life. You can give right now at wearelu.org. Now, Matt, I'm going to pass it to you to see who you have joining with you.
Well, we've got the last guest of the night, and as Coach Blaine Morgan, I've heard him say a few times, we got to bring the juice, right?
Yes, sir, of course.
Bring the juice. And I've heard you say it before. He asked you, I'm bringing OJ, which it took me a while to get, orange juice.
Yes.
But yeah, so new head coach, brand new staff, lots of new faces. How are you guys adjusting not only to just the environment that we're in with the pandemic and practices are weird, workouts are weird, but how are you guys adjusting to all that plus a new coaching staff?
So the coaches, they do a really good job of helping us stay focused and seeing the bigger picture of everything. I know my coach, he always tells us, because, you know, we're learning new techniques and everything with the new coaching staff. So he said in pressure situations, don't rise to the occasion, sink to the level of your training. So it's all about having guys buy in and just believing in what the coaches are, like what they have to offer is for the better.
Yeah, it's definitely nice to have a young and energetic coaching staff to fuel you guys to push yourself where maybe you didn't think you could go. Definitely. And at the same time, they're investing in you guys personally. And I've known Blaine, I guess, for about 8 months now, and I enjoy every time we get to talk. So you guys have a great coaching staff, and I'm really excited to see you guys compete once we can.
Thanks.
So moving on from that, so what has been the hardest thing for you this fall, knowing that, hey, it's fall time, I'm supposed to be competing on Saturdays? How are you adjusting to that? What's the hardest thing about not competing, I guess, in a game on Saturdays?
The biggest part is just like taking a moment to think, like to take every day at a time and to make the most out of it, because tomorrow is never, promised. And attack practice every day, even when we're hurting, we're tired or whatever. We have to keep on pushing, because the goal is to win a conference championship and then even a national championship if we can as possible.
Yeah, you guys talk about being prepared now and taking day by day. What are some of those things you guys are doing to prepare, knowing that now we have a season, we have dates, we have opponents? What are you guys doing as a team to prepare for when we compete in the spring?
Little things as in like workouts, like how we're doing it to take care of our bodies, the technique again, showing up on time, having discipline, structure and everything. That's really good for the new coaching staff that they're doing. And just taking every day. Like little by little, just the little things that we're taking care of.
Yeah, I've talked to Coach Blaine a few times, and he talked about the little details that we just got to fix. It's little details will go a long way, and those things that I'm sure you guys are working on now to.
Yes, sir.
Once we get those little details right, we'll be ready to rock and roll.
Definitely.
So going back to maybe something personally, like what have you learned during your time at Lamar? Because you're now a senior.
Yes, sir.
What have you learned that is going to help you for future successes?
That it's more about a team versus myself. I can get as good as the best, but you're as strong as, or you're as weak as, or you're as strong as your weakest person.
Right.
You know what I mean? So So just taking in, the leadership role, being more vocal, and just bringing the guys along, because I know it's hard for them. So just making sure keeping everybody motivated and focused is the biggest part.
Yeah. What are you looking forward to most when we can compete again? I mean, it's competing, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to just the energy that everybody's bringing. It's something new at Lamar. Like he said, it's laying the foundation. This foundation that we're going to build is going to be stronger than the time that I've been here. The strongest I've ever been. So I'm just looking forward to the energy that's going to bring. Like you said, the younger, the coaching staff.
Mm-hmm.
They're able to jump higher and be more exciting and stuff like that. So especially on the sidelines, like everybody's a family, we're a team and everything. So it's just the camaraderie is really there and everything. So
yeah, I'm really excited to see you guys compete. And not only just you guys, I can only imagine Blaine and his staff competing for you guys on the sideline. And I've seen that a few times with some other teams around the country playing on Saturdays, and you can really tell the staffs that compete with you. Those are some great games to watch. But one more question for you. If you could leave the audience, I guess one thing about what this team is going to bring to Lamar come springtime, what would you say?
Well, I mean, we're taking every day at a time. So, I mean, we're doing it for everybody. Everybody's in this together. It's not just about us. I know it's like a domino effect. If we do what we have to do, it's going to lead to more people wanting to come to the games, and then it's just going to be exciting for everybody. So, I think that's real important to know that we're all bought in. We're like 100%, and we're not taking this season for granted.
Yeah, for sure. I'm definitely excited to see some football here at Lamar, because I've never worked in athletics and not worked football on Saturdays, so it's different from everybody, and I'm really excited for you guys and Blaine to finally get a chance to coach here at Lamar.
Yes, sir.
Brandon, thanks for coming out. Feel free to say hello anytime you see me now that we've met. Excited to see you compete.
Thank you.
It's going to be really good. So that's our last guest for this evening. Thank you, Coach Blaine and Brandon, for being here. Thank you for whoever's tuning in. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your donations. Thank you for those who are considering to give donations. Remember, you can text "We Are LU," no spaces, to 2822828 to give, or you can go to wearelu.org. D, it's been a great time hosting with you. This was a kind of a first thing for us. We did a giving day last year, but really excited to host with you, and looking forward to a great year and kicking off this campaign, Fly with LU.